Oh, snap.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
Okay, but let's take this. I do have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
That we don't have all the evidence. I guess we'll find that out in the trial?
I guess?
Finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed.
Uh-huh.
That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Lenny explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
A bop de ga.
Thank you, Mr. Lenny. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Did you notice that the judge's gem on his neck was like, there was a tint of red in it?
Oh, there's a bunch of colors in it.
Really?
Like a jewel or a pearl of some kind, I don't know.
Huh.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Lenny is clearly lying.
She's pointing!
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
Bro, I love how this is just Ace Attorney.
What do you mean?
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
Wait, actually, it doesn't make a lot of sense for him to say that every conversation he had was pre-recorded because that thing thumped, and he responded to that.
I don't think he did though.
Yeah, I did. He said, "What was that sound?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I knocked over a prop."
Yo, you're right. There was that response. Yeah, when the thing thudded though, there was no response. But then the guy, like in a few seconds, was like, "Hey, what the freak is going on?" By the way,
What was that sound? Stuff like that. Which means it could not have been a pre-recorded message.
no. What is
Because he
happening?
responded to it. So that doesn't make any sense
Unless
at all.
that was supposed to happen all along. Unless
Well, except they never mentioned it.
yeah, so I'm assuming we haven't got to that reveal yet.
Unless that was the thud of the box.
I don't know. Maybe.
No, nothing.
It couldn't have been the box. What?
Unless it was the box. Maybe.
Yeah, but then there would have been two.
Well, except the conveyor only moved one box. He moved into the empty box.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right
How could Lenny not know about that sound?
Wait,
I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
what is going on? Wait, Lenny doesn't know? What?
That means he wasn't there.
Huh?
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Uh-oh.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
They probably represent the stance of the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid.
Uh-huh.
Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
What is that?
House of the what?
The House of the Hearth?
Well, hearth means
They're
home.
Fatui. Oh, it's from the one girl.
Oh, orphanage! Hey!
Hey!
Called it. I thought that was kind of obvious, though, with the whole, teaser.
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
So this seems too easy.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps
Ooh,
you could
that's
tell
nice.
us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
I mean, there's definitely some holes. I just don't know why.
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Lyney, why didn't you tell us this before?
Lenny and Lynette are Fatui.
I mean,
Order! Mr. Lenny, allow me to reestablish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
Okay, so there's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others, given how Lenny has concealed his identity. This could all have been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here in Fontaine along with the other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. I'm wondering if the Fatui are the bad guys now. It's got me questioning it. Been a victim of such schemes before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Lenny.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I mean...
So you weren't in the box. Ooh, that's pretty bad.
I knew it.
You be quiet.
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My clients have withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are some things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
You silence, you silver-haired.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
Okay.
So you would stick to Mr. Lenny's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
What is happening?
Meet me with him backstage.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up.
Well, yeah, you're in court. What did you...
I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
No one likes being lied to or deceived.
No.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
Honestly, I buy that. The orphanage girl, the girl who runs the orphanage. I could totally see her as a good guy.
Well,
because basically the Fatui get to do whatever they want, right?
Basically.
Huh.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how can we know this all isn't just another lie? Which is why you don't lie. Makes explaining the truth very hard.
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point.
It is looking bad for you.
You do belong to the house of a Harbinger. Harbinger?
Yes, Harbinger.
You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too.
Yeah.
But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
I am a criminal, don't get me wrong, but
not
Sorry.
now.
Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask.
You said that before.
We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
Yeah, that's not a good defense, because that's a different crime.
Yeah.
It's not murder, but it is spying on the secrets of a nation.
Yeah.
That can also get you killed. Yeah, you're kind of... you're kind of stuck.
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
And what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice.
Oh.
Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the thing operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
I feel like you're being used by someone else.
Yeah.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time.
Okay, so someone talked to him just like how someone talked to us.
It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Oh, I thought they were actually going to give us a choice for a second. I believe in the facts. Oh.
I'm leaning further to the... What are you leaning towards? I'm kind of wanting to click the top one because I kind of want to see where this goes.
All right. Wonder if this actually has a huge impact or not.
I don't know. Probably not, but maybe.
Well, might as well get on your good sides when you escape.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
And also, they can't call us bad guys for not giving them one.
Yep. Also, on top of that, I like them, and I really hope they're good.
But if they betray us again, we can just crush them.
You know, that's true.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Well, we already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
Adjournment's almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Lenny's statement. Lenny claims to have headed to the chamber containing the
Oratrice
core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place, thus did not hear the thud. Voice. Lenny claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the core, within the Opera House's underground structure. We're still missing one piece of evidence, I think.
Oh my goodness. So where is this leading? This is not at all what I expected.
Be him.
Yeah, one more
If he was
clue.
taking that side. Paimon hopes he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem likely that anyone could have been there.
So there's one more key piece of information we don't have.
The more the story progresses, the more I'm really wondering if the girl's the Archon or not. Because who the freak is talking to everyone? Because I'm assuming the judge is the dragon. I'm assuming. Unless he's not?
Except the Archon girl's been alive for a long time too, so she's either also something that guy is, or she's a Hydro thing taking the shape of someone, or she's related to the Archon somehow.
What the freak is happening? She looks so much fun. Like, I want to pull for her really, really
I'll still
badly.
pull for her regardless if she is or not.
Yeah, but yeah, what's going on with the Archon? It's either her or freaking someone else. Brief adjournment ends and the nail-biting trial
Both
proceeds.
parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Lyney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Oh boy.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Lyney's perspective.
That smile was great.
Based on the opposition's account of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement.
Oh no.
Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of the fact and replace them with new inferences.
Yep.
Use the those things to convince the audience and obtained more support from the people. The thing will display such shifts clearly. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth.
I think it's refutation something.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
Oh.
When the flatbed trolley passed,
Nice art.
he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound.
Yeah, I don't know how the guy
Finally,
died.
He used the vase to knock her out before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Lenny red-handed.
But no one could have entered, so that's what we can use there.
Yep.
So Lenny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box.
So he would have had to have been in on it.
Afterward, Lenny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
I don't know who did that art, but nice job.
Fantastic. Beautiful.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events, what Lenny experienced, and what he saw.
Got it. So we gotta destroy the timeline, basically.
Identify loopholes.
Got it.
He did, actually.
Yeah, he definitely went down. As the countdown began. That is correct. I think.
And that is technically correct, but how do we refute that?
Do we? I guess we have to? Oh, flip.
Oh, this is all we can use for this.
Oh, okay.
Did not witness the crime taking place and thus did not hear the thud.
It's not that one.
No one left the opera house during the magic show, and after the incident happened, only those who had the identities cleared by the guards could leave, or the chamber that houses the core within the opera house's underground structure. No. Mysterious dress.
Maybe the first one's fine. Maybe we don't have to refute that one.
I guess.
Okay, the loud sound was from Lenny and Halsey's fight, but Lenny claimed that he heard nothing in order to cover the truth up. Well, we know that he wasn't there, so it's either the statement.
So that there?
Maybe? You could honestly use that piece of evidence on multiple statements.
I'm gonna try refuting this here because that seems to be the best one.
Yeah.
Or I could try refuting this one. Except none of this has anything to do with that. What the fuck?
Yeah, start with the knocking the girl out. Because he did not do that. I think we can we can refute that.
According to Lenny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Well, that is if we believe him.
Yeah, okay. Wait, okay, so that was correct. That one was actually the... Oh, okay, so there's one piece of evidence for everything. Here. Well, what the flip? Which one is this? It's not the clothing for the first one. Cowell out. Okay, well that one is, he was in the room. Wait, but you could also use the... Okay. Okay, Lenny, let's go one at a time. Cowell walked, or which one are we doing?
Oh, this one?
Okay, we doing this one? Okay, Cowell walked in on Lenny, so the latter knocked him out with the vase, leading to the victim's death. The existing evidence indicates that when Lenny returned to the tunnel, the crime had already taken place, and all Lenny saw was...
the dress.
The dress, which, okay, sure.
Lenny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Okay, Okay, I want to say this real quick. I really like this minigame, but it's a bit rougher compared to things like Ace Attorney, where usually you only have one statement that you need to find the lie in. They're making us do 5, and some of these are...
Like, how am I supposed to refute the fact that he went into the tunnel?
Because he definitely went into the tunnel.
He definitely did. What am I supposed to refute there?
Yeah.
But however, what Lenny really was in the tunnel at the time? No, he was
in the chamber. Yeah, it's got to be the chamber. Yes.
Lenny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Yes.
No, wait.
Attention!
Oh, that's it.
Oh, flip.
Paimon has something to say.
Okay, I like this. This is better.
Oh, flip.
Okay.
I thought I accidentally did something wrong.
Oh, because the other ones didn't have hints. You have to look for the ones with blue text. Oh, well, that's kind of easy, admittedly, now that I think about it.
When the countdown started, Lenny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored.
Got it.
Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room.
Ooh.
Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna do some work. Nice. But we did just confess to a crime.
Yes, and we didn't clear his sister.
Yeah.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Oh, wasn't it awesome?
It was awesome.
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion. However, you say that Cowell bumped into Lenny by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Lenny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you happen to remember how you refuted Lenny's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Your claim has now become my weapon. Your claim has become a critical clue.
Yeah, but wait.
Which one do you want?
I think both work. Wait, but seriously, how did Lenny respond to the thud, though, then?
I have no idea.
That part still doesn't make sense to me.
Choose the most reasonable flip.
Yeah, about that.
Relevant.
Okay, so it's gotta be one of the 3 that are... Yeah. Right?
So either her, the strange noise, or no one left the show.
No one left the show, right.
So either her or the noise.
How? I'm trying to figure out, like, would they want us to just pick the obvious one, which is the sound, or should we go with the girl? Are we gonna, like, say, it's the girl who did it?
I have no idea.
Why would we?
What do you think?
I don't know.
That is not the outfit, but whatever.
I'm kind of stumped, honestly. I don't know.
just the sound, I guess? I don't know if it wants us to hit the nail on the head with it or not.
See, that's my issue. So, because if we say it's the girl, that does not explain how Lyney reacted to it, though. So I want to say the sound, but where does this get us?
Which is the evidence that Lyney wasn't in the tunnel when the crime took place.
Oh.
That is what we're looking for.
Okay, which is the evidence that Lyney wasn't in the tunnel when the crime took place?
I guess because he didn't hear it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, there you go.
That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance.
Good job, Daniel.
This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
But he responded.
Don't know.
Well played.
To think you'd use such logic.
Or was the response? Because he said he knocked something down in the box. Was that supposed to be just something else?
Don't know.
Well then, if it wasn't Lyney who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The murderer was. Select the gear icons in the interface to check the corresponding case questions. Select the answers and fill all empty gears, verifying the correctness of your deduction. If you have made mistakes, you can make another selection from the remaining options.
Got it.
Once you've answered all the questions correctly, you can complete this logic chain. The garden investigation report indicates the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the rope suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cowell in the box below.
Yes. The way you read that so fast, it almost sounded like you said the garden investigation.
The garden, the plants.
The plants, they're coming.
If Lyney is no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the ropes.
Okay.
Lyney gave a detailed account on how the trick was supposed to work by using a box inside of a box. The idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported via a tunnel underneath, and Lenny himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side.
Got it.
Having a changed outfit, Lyney and her assistant would have to take charge on stage interactions.
Wait, so who was Lynette's assistant?
I don't know. The clothes belonged to Halsey, the lady who went missing. Were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. The only person who possibly could have committed this crime? Either the dead man, the missing girl, or the suspected third party. Either her or the dead guy. What do you think?
I don't know.
I mean, he was a troupe member.
I mean, I do think there's a third party involved. But
I'm gonna go with the dead guy, because he was the only member. Well, the other girl. But he was a member that could have messed with it.
Yeah, I think he could have messed with it, unless it's wanting us to pick the girl, because maybe we're supposed to assume that she was in on it or something and went, and did it herself. I don't freaking know.
Don't know.
Go with the guy if that's your gut.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Yeah. Oh, I guess click the girl as well.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along?
See, because she easily could have set up the whole picking. We're under the impression that Lyney and Lynette set it to be her, but what if it's the opposite?
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
Because it's reserved seating. Technically, the people would know. I don't know. Flip.
Halsey is the missing person and
I think it could be the guy or the girl. I think it could be either.
But she wouldn't have been able to mess with the ropes.
Yeah, that's a good point. So go with the guy for now.
His name is Cowell.
Boom. Ding. Hypothesis correct.
Nice, dude. Good job.
happy, right? Are you serious?
Hey, talk to the game. It said we were correct.
Hey, talk to the game.
The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Oh, flip. Okay, now we're doing everything.
Okay, how can we...
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
That's a great question.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant.
Okay.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lyney as well.
Okay, so not that. So him definitely. Oh wait, how can we envision Lenny as been able to be? Oh, so now we're doing how Lenny was.
Yeah, we're trying.
Okay.
We have to get him
Lyney
his
was
alibi.
not in the tunnel at that moment.
So him.
Right, but
envision Lenny having been unable to interfere in the crime. So he just wasn't there. So selecting that.
Wait, what's the thing to the right, real quick?
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that.
Yeah, no, it has to be Lyney, I think.
Lyney was not in the tunnel.
Yeah, it's gotta be the statement.
How can I prove that there was an altercation? The sound.
The sound we heard may have come.
Bang. Who is the prime suspect currently? Never mind. This is just point and click. Okay.
Okay.
Where did the missing Halsey go?
That's a great question. Well, no one left.
No one left. The vent Lyney would have come out of. All that's left is the dress. And no one could have left.
So maybe she never left.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
So this? That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but...
Wait a minute. This is a really far-fetched idea. But could Halsey and the dude be the same person? I'm not kidding, by the way. Could it have been like just a really good makeup job?
Well, then who did they altercate with?
See, I have no idea.
And also their height and many other things come into factor of how they're not.
I was wondering because it was a video game. No,
No.
that's not it. Go with the, no exit. I think it's trying
no
to...
one entered or left the opera house through its entrances.
Is it trying to say... Okay, so either she went into the vent...
But this is asking where they could have gone, but I guess that's the answer is the question, huh?
Yeah, they couldn't have gone anywhere. No, the vent.
The vent, obviously, where Lenny came
It would
from.
have been tough for both people to fit into...
Of course, it only...
Wait, what?
It was supposed to be wrong. That's why none of it made sense.
Got it. The criminal must have understood the methods behind Lenny's magic trick and must have been in a position to easily modify the equipment. Leaving aside how he died, Cowell had all the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could likely have been the sound of Cowell and Halsey struggling. Lenny was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Cowell to bring Halsey out of the magic box in the audience stands. But according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house, so even if he had taken her, there'd be no means of exiting. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing that they would have been discovered.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did she go?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just
Okay.
like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Magic. Escaping from the water tank. It all makes sense.
Wait, could it have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
Time to play into the legend.
Uh-oh.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Hold it!
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
Right.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper.
Okay, yeah, we heard it. It's not those. It could only be.
The
Boom!
vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
Hey, we said that! Yeah, the water's coming from something else.
Boom!
So it's Lynette? Please no.
It all
I don't
comes
think
together
so.
if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
I request we examine Cowell's personal effects. We might find something there.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Lyney already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about 2 completely different things.
Well, how did Lynette do her disappearing act?
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cowell was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress.
He's pretty good. Yeah?
Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
After some time, the guards return with news.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately.
Oh, flip. Those are all the missing girls.
The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are... water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea?
What?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times.
Don't tell me the girl is that puddle down there.
One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty.
Wait.
The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject.
Oh, she's dead.
Oh.
We stepped in her body. Well, that's lovely.
As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
Wow.
So why did he kill himself?
And who's the baddie?
You gotta be kidding. People dissolving into water?
Why just Fontaine people?
Well, they talked about the curse.
Oh, yeah.
So water from the sea only works on people from Fontaine.
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
You guys believe in it? What the?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order!
Yes, sir.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found.
I think we can piece together what happened to her.
Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Lenny, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Love your ponytail. What is that sound?
Cicadas.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, it was the gears in game.
Oh, that? Yeah.
If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Water from the primordial sea, the liquid the guards found in Cowell's luggage seem to have the ability to dissolve Fontainians into water.
Fontainians, I like that.
Who is the prime suspect?
That dude.
Deceased's name
Blah,
is
blah, blah. We know. We've heard it a million times. What item did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution?
The dissolution.
The rope? No. What? Oh, I might as well click it to hear what he says.
Held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank.
But that was above, and it hit him.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
Oh, I guess that.
Oh,
that's
I
the
guess
thing.
this. Okay.
Okay, go with that.
What did the culprit use to dissolve? Well,
The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
Jeez. So the disappearing girls were just a bunch of experiments?
Sounds like it. What item did the culprit use to hide that? Why a bunch of young girls, though? That's just kind of messed up.
See, yeah, what is that?
The rope that held the water tank up.
Wait, what did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind the crime?
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time.
Item?
Did she have something to do with this? I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
This?
Oh, probably that, then, yeah. Yep.
Okay, good.
Woo! Did it!
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again!
Let's go!
In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target.
What?
When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box.
That's really messed up.
when the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey.
Don't say that. Why?
Man, that's messed up.
Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
See, that's the part that still doesn't make sense.
Why was he in there?
He knew unless he didn't know that was gonna fall.
Huh. That does make sense.
But why was he in there?
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Yeah, but there's still confusing pieces of evidence.
Like one, Lynette would have had to also leave the box. So why didn't she see?
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cowell's death.
Yeah, I don't know about
His
this.
notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
Oh?
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Oh?
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Lyney's personal effects.
Oh, well, that's a plant.
Oh, okay.
What?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you.
Nah.
Is this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Lenny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea.
Ah, that's messed up.
But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Lenny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon.
With a vase?
Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
Okay.
Am I right, Mr. Lenny?
Okay, we don't have to worry about him entering, unless we
We've
do.
used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
Nah. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
I can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Oh, why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view,
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Lenny, if you would be so kind.
What?
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
He's like, dude, she's water.
What do you want from me?
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again?
You know that one guy?
And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lyney and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf.
What?
But as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila.
Okay, she's back.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence.
She wasn't on it.
Okay, so we called that, but I have no idea what else is happening here.
I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew it, she caught me.
Wait, was she just hiding in the secret little compartment the whole time?
I guess.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell. I admit it.
Okay, so it was you.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Lenny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there.
She's the pickpocket.
I've never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Lyney even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure.
Okay, wait. So she did not set the button up. She was the person. Okay, but there's still a setup.
There was some other target.
Yeah, there's something.
So that one guy was still planning it.
Yeah, so the guy was still planning it. She's just an outside party who's also guilty of something. But she was picked, so someone still set it up to be her though. Unless, no, she stole the thing.
No, she stole the ticket, so the target was someone else. So she got splashed with a bunch of water, and as soon as the guy opened up the thing, bang, she probably hit him.
Right.
And then somehow he got put in.
Who's the target though?
Whoever originally had the ticket. Oh, the artist girl, I guess.
Oh, gotcha. Right, because
so
the
I played
identity.
along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes.
No one thought to check that? I thought we checked that.
I thought so as well. So wait, okay, so this is secondhand manslaughter, right?
Technically self-defense, since he attacked her first. She defended herself, and then he accidentally died.
You could and you can
technically self-defense slash manslaughter.
It's helping her. She's being helped with the fact that he was a criminal and everything. Because if it was anyone else, if she had just knocked someone out, then that would look really bad on her.
I mean, if someone attacks you, you knock them out, and they somehow die later on.
This girl
not your fault. Or legally not your fault.
Legally, that would be a gray area.
And also, you're
you
not
could,
in the wrong.
You would 100% still get pinned on it, depending on what kind of defense.
But
you're
morally speaking, if someone attacks you, you knock them out, and they somehow end up dying afterwards.
That's not you.
Not on you attempting.
If
like
they attack you specifically,
if
that's
you drag them
self-defense.
into the road, then that's
you.
intentional.
Yeah.
But if you knock them out and some accident occurs or somehow they die from you not doing anything involving in that, then morally, you're good.
So I think she's...
Legally, I have no flipping idea. I'm not a lawyer.
So I'm assuming that she's going to get off the hook with a slight punishment. Like, obviously, she stole something.
I mean, she's a thief, and
she caused a bit of this, but, like, she's not the murderer.
Technically, all she did was defend herself.
I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they're practically at hand in concealment, probably.
Oh, they've practiced the hand.
I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Now it's time to refute the Hydra Archon's previous reasoning.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
Got it.
Our turn.
Jeez.
All
okay.
Right.
Find the ones with blue. That one.
How would Hazley have reacted?
Halsey.
Gosh darn.
She punched the dude.
She did attack. Oh, audible thud.
Audible thud. Yeah, that one.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Yeah, she also was freaking out, so. Oh, poor girl. She was doused in water.
Yep. Oh, wait.
Fight did indeed break out.
In the tunnel.
That was the vase. Yep.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowell.
Okay.
Dang, headshot.
I will say, by the way, I retract my statement from earlier where I said this system isn't as good as Ace Attorney. It's not as good. I still stand by that, but it's pretty good. I like this.
This is very good. This is a fun little mystery.
Yeah, fun mini game.
What did Halsey do?
What did Halsey do?
Hazley? Sorry.
Halsey, got changed? Yes.
Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
Unless this is another cover-up.
Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard.
Gotcha.
During the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box.
Ooh.
The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box.
Good on her.
With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Nice.
There we go.
Lovely art. I know we've said that a few times, but it is mwah. It is nice. Oh, crap.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days.
Huh.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
How the freak did she do that?
She is a masterful thief, apparently.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Okay. Whew.
Ignoring the fact that he had the water on him.
Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Man's life was on the line. No.
No, you may not have that.
Wow, look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen.
Ah, got it. Okay.
To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved.
Sucks to be him.
He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid.
Freaking balloons! Okay.
Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed.
But no one saw him enter.
However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim.
That sucks.
Not really. He's dissolved to what, 5 other women?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it was him. I'm assuming this guy's just a grunt, though. I'm pretty sure the guy who's actually behind it's probably still out there.
Probably, but
no, this just sucks to be him. It, like, low-key, his way of erasing evidence was actually his downfall.
Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Lenny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings.
They don't care about this?
I guess not important to the case at the moment, maybe afterwards.
From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Lenny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
You're still probably going to jail or something.
While there is much in Lenny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
And I have a feeling the Oratrice is gonna rule not in their favor.
Possibly.
Oh no, it's witching!
It's like Star Rail, what the flip?
5-star, baby, come on.
5-star.
Do it. Ooh!
As such, Lenny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Okay, so the machine just takes the input of the evidence, basically.
And then also his opinion, does all the stuff, and then...
Got it. Okay. I can only assume that eventually we're gonna have to deal with a case that does not swing that way, though.
Partners.
Oh no, what is gonna go also wrong?
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
This is going really well. What's going wrong? Let's not celebrate just yet.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Lenny's baggage?
Oh.
Right! Your discovery discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dare to bring before this court?
I love how Farina is literally just a child in some cases and everything. Low-key's like, you made me mess up! Yep.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Lyney, but you, yes?
Oh.
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Be honest, dude.
Speak quickly, unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
Coupon Town?
Don't ask me.
Is he gonna get punched? Like,
yeah, I guess.
What happens? Is that their death? Is that their punishment of death? You just punch him right through?
Giant hole in me. I'm fine.
That would be one way to do it.
Maybe.
Certainly. Oh, wow, yeah, that would...
Anyway.
That would be creative, but dang.
I was just following orders.
From whom?
We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Lenny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
I am really liking this twist that it is not the Fatui. Maybe, for once. Maybe.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes?
Yeah, in other words, you need to be honest because...
You're dead if you don't say anything. Or even if you do, so, you know, make your last moments useful.
Well, also, there's a better chance that you live if you're honest in this moment.
No, you're super dead.
Oh, please.
If it's a higher-up, that is.
Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know and seek the protection of the gods.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know.
Someone, no, don't throw the water balloon of the stuff at him, no!
Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
Ah, so it's drugs.
Got it.
Always drugs.
We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
Well, what? How did that happen?
He turned into water.
So who got him?
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
Boss,
them?
Who
did that?
An outrageous act.
Them. What?
All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Uh-oh. We're not gonna get pinned for this somehow, are we?
Yeah, how did that just happen? Genuinely, what?
So, we're just going back now?
The problem seems to have been solved for now.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Lenny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
Just didn't want to see anyone falsely accused.
The bottom one is a lame response. Do at the top.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent.
Really?
I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Lyney this entire time.
I don't know.
I'm not sure about that whole... There's no way we just bumped into him, right?
Highly doubted. Either he set it up or someone else set us up meeting.
As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave?
The Knave. Otius. Otius?
Otets.
Who is he again?
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm a face person.
I'm gonna look it up actually because I don't know. Oh, well I won't read it anymore. Okay. The Knave is the girl. Why did Father, though. She goes by Father? Said to keep her identity secret?
I guess.
The knave? The one who controls the house of the hearth? She's your father?
That's right.
That is a very funny
And
line.
Since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
Okay.
Sure.
Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic.
Aw.
It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks.
Okay.
I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there.
Aw.
To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
And what happened with him?
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days.
Yeah, why do I feel like that didn't go well?
But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks.
Okay.
What?
He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
Solid point.
That all depends on what happens next.
Yeah,
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was.
And there it is.
After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me.
Whoa, Genshin, where are we going with this?
I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts.
Please don't say what I think you're about to say to me.
The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift.
Oh.
I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Okay, just speaking as myself here, if I was Lenny, that noble would go boom that night. They'd have a fireworks show to remember.
They're also kids.
They're also children! What the flip?
No. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
So what happened after that?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
Okay, I'm sold on the girl.
Okay.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans.
Dang, I really want to pull for the knave now.
Father, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
That's all in the past, though. The knave is after the Gnosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Sarita to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
Interesting.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis.
I mean, a lot of people really want the knave to be playable, so this doesn't surprise me that they're going to make her out to be the maybe good guy?
The bad good guy.
The bad good guy. But
Today's
probably
case
not
has
bad,
also
actually.
proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
I'm sorry, but I still can't completely trust you.
I would be
It's
open,
all right.
though.
I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you.
I feel like if this happened to me in real life, I would be more inclined to have a relationship with them. I don't know. I don't think I would trust them right away, but they seem to be all right.
He still lied in a murder case, though.
Yeah, that's pretty yikes. Why did I say
hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Lyney.
Oh, I understand. Goodbye.
That's cool.
Bye, Lenny.
What about
So
Lynette?
what's gonna go wrong? Something's going wrong.
Lies cast shadows under gathered lights. Leave the opera house.
So wait, how does Child get involved in all this? In
Bro.
the trailer, it shows him breaking in. I thought he was gonna interrupt that.
Apparently.
What the flip is gonna happen now?
So, was that just part 1? Wow.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
Well, I'm sorry.
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
I was really only trying to defend Lyney. I wasn't necessarily looking into the serial disappearance case.
I
mean, we can still help you, though.
Besides,
Why
are you
not?
sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Ah. I see.
Wait.
Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all.
Yeah. It's been like a day.
Yeah.
No, 2 days now.
Yeah.
And we've already been involved in a murder trial.
We weren't the criminals, though.
Oh, we weren't the criminals.
That's
but
a
we were
nice-
defending them.
Nice change of pace overall, though.
Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
By the way, I love the Fontaine holder.
Yeah.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer.
Yeah.
So much is about to go wrong.
Yep. Okay, yeah.
Well, sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Sure. Are you gonna try to persuade us?
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later.
All right. Oh, you have all wheels because the town is in the remnants of a broken ship. That
Wait.
makes sense.
Oh, she's from that place?
They
That
talked
little-
about it.
That
remember?
village, right.
They were-
okay.
a poison flip.
Yeah, maybe it's, it's okay.
Well, I mean, it's in the remnants of the giant ship.
Okay, I didn't catch on to that with everything else going on.
Anyway,
oh, dang.
It would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Well, let's go have a meal then.
Why not?
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navi is treating, count Paimon in.
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
That was part 1. That was just the prelude. Wow.
Oh my.
What in the freak is going to happen in just one act? Because in the live stream, she's fighting the Bloodborne hunter girl. Child is interrupting a trial. What?